Jimmy, we gotta talk. If you show your sister that footage, what did I tell you? What did I tell you would happen?
You said that if my countless sister leaves you because of me, that I'll never work in this industry again and you won't have a reason to employ me anymore.
Exactly. I wouldn't need to employ you and you would never work in this industry again. Is that what you want, Jimmy? And you're recording this. Cut the camera. Welcome back to What in the World Weekly. I'm your host, Dylan Foreman. Our top story tonight, a vault was broken into on Easter in LA. But first, Philadelphia bans year-round Halloween. That's right, Philadelphia has banned ski masks out in public. Teens are outraged and saying this is against their freedom of expression. However, the ski masks really cover up almost all expressions. If I could give this advice to teens in Philly, wear stockings like old robbers used to so we can at least see the expressions you're trying to put out into the world. Our next story tonight, another rapper has been shot in Houston. Authorities say D-Baby, not DaBaby, is in good shape after being shot, where 25 were injured and it appears that one has passed away. D-Baby is likely to recover, but Houston, stop killing musical artists. Come on. Our next story tonight, Ellen DeGeneres has announced a stand-up tour for the first time since 2018. Being a stand-up myself, I'm really confused because I never knew she did stand-up comedy. I think in the back of my head I knew, but I blocked it all out. I think she'd have a much better career working at one of those diners where the waitresses just insult you. Apparently she has a lot of experience being an asshole to people she works with. Jamie, I told you to tell me when we were rolling. Didn't you learn your lesson last week? Our next story tonight. An illegal migrant, Fermin Garcia Gutierrez, a man that has been deported 8 times and arrested 11 times, is wanted for murder in Ohio. I don't really have a stance on immigration, but after 11 arrests, you'd think one of the countries might stick him in jail. Everybody deserves a second chance. Almost everybody deserves a third chance. I don't know anybody that deserves a 12th chance. Put him in a cell and let him rot, whatever country it may be. Our next story tonight, Bob Iger has been talking about ending wokeness within Disney. He says that Disney is here to entertain, not send messages. We'll see how this develops going forward. Our next story tonight, a man bought a storage unit for just $500. What he found inside changed his life. $7.5 million he recovered from the storage unit. Just goes to show you, sometimes gambling is not the problem. Our next story tonight, many tourists are very upset with the forecast with the upcoming eclipse tomorrow. It's supposed to be cloudy over most of the Midwest states that the solar eclipse path is following along. We'll see what happens there and to see if the government could do us a favor and use their weather control device to change it. Our next story tonight, Lynn Key, a billionaire who was an executive producer in bringing The Three Body Problem to life on Netflix, didn't live to see it. His partner poisoned and killed him before the show came out. Sadly to say, he passed and never got to see it. Some criminals just need to be a little more patient, and that might be enough to get him a leaner sentence. I doubt it, but at least let the man see the show. Our next story tonight, famous conjoined twin Abby Hensel has gotten married. Yes. With all the supposed questions that people were asking, she took to social media to answer them. Yes, I have sex with my husband. Yes, I go down on him. Yes, my sister Brittany is there. Yes, my sister and I orgasm as one. But when I sleep with my husband, she's usually reading a book or listening to a true crime podcast, so she just puts the pleasure out of her mind. All I have to say is that this man scored.
That is absolutely sensational!
He might have her fooled, but the rest of us aren't falling for it. Our next story comes from Monday this week. It was April Fool's. And other than the Wisconsin weather dumping a ton of snow on us for April Fools, there was a plethora of online activity. Elon Musk tweeted out he's joining Disney as their chief DEI officer, helping Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy to make their content more woke. That was a very obvious April Fool's prank, but Krispy Kreme let out, "You bring it, we glaze it." Little too sexual to put out in the public eye, in my opinion. However, still blatantly an April Fool's joke. However, one person had quite the negative backlash on their prank, and that is the famed YouTube star, Keemstar. His team tweeted out on Monday that he had passed away from a pulmonary embolism. Now, while that's nothing to joke about, me personally, I knew it was an April Fool's prank. I don't believe anything I hear on that day. However, it may have been distasteful to some, and he has gotten a lot of negative backlash for it. Is it deserved or is it not? Let me know down in the comments. This brings us to our top story tonight. One of the biggest heists in LA that has ever happened occurred last week on Easter. Last Sunday night, a crew broke into the building and gained access to the vault, making off with more than $30 million, making this one of the biggest heists ever. The official story says that they broke in through the roof and gained access to the vault after doing that. However, this picture depicts a boarded up hole in the side wall of the building. Either way, you'd think these dumbasses would have cameras with that much money sitting around. It was a money storage facility for businesses in the regional area, and now they're out $30 million. Let's hope it's insured. Anyways, guys, this has been What in the World Weekly. I'm your host, Dylan Foreman. Please like, comment, let me know what you think about the Keemstar shit, and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Jimmy, you fucking weasel, delete that shit.